Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ventura Music Festival second annual Cabaret in this, our 23rd year. I'm so thrilled that you're here with us this evening. It's going to be a wonderful evening. And part of the reason we are here is to honor some extraordinary individuals. The first is Doug Halter. Doug has been in this community for more than 30 years. He has been a passionate advocate for the restoration of the downtown, the botanical gardens, as you know. He has worked tirelessly for the LGBTQ community and for AIDS health. In the cultural arts, where do we begin? Of course, here with the Ventura Music Festival. But he has also been instrumental in helping Rubicon and so many other arts groups. Doug's activities in the community, in all aspects of his work, will make a difference, have made a difference in our community and will for many years. Our second honoree, how do you characterize them? A family as well as a business, and that is, of course, E.J. Harrison and Sons. The company is celebrating 85 years of environmentally friendly and innovative practices in the waste management business. We're here to laud them for that, but also to praise them for the things that they have done for our community. Boys and girls clubs are particularly dear to their heart. They've helped out chambers of commerce in many cities in the county. They've made leadership gifts to the Museum of Ventura County and to Community Memorial Hospital. So to our honorees, thank you. And to all of you again, thank you for coming. Proceeds from this evening will go to support our youth programs, including our student jazz competition, music in the schools, and youth performance. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you, and let a wonderful evening begin.
It's my privilege this evening to be here to honor the Harrison family. And I wanted to tell you how long I've known the Harrisons. I first met Ralph Harrison in kindergarten at E.P. Foster School. That was 75 years ago. And we have been friends with the Harrison family ever since. Myra and E.J. Harrison were great parents for the family, the Harrison family. They taught them very important values. Harrison Industry has always been a leader in the community on making Ventura the first in compliance with state mandates, rules such as AD 939, one of the toughest recycling rules ever designed. They've always been ahead of the technology, and they've always put good service to the customers first. Their generosity for many organizations and institutions is tremendous. Where I'm standing today is the E.J. Harrison Courtyard, which was donated by the Harrison family to the Museum of Ventura County. I'm proud to be a friend of the E.J. Harrison family and the Harrison industry and the services they provide for the Ventura County and the city of Ventura.
We are standing in front of the E.J. Harrison Family Youth Center. And the reason we are doing that is because their parents, E.J.'s, wise counsel telling the boys always, if you teach a young person how to live a good life, how to be productive, and do the same things you learned, they too will grow up to be productive adults. So we have the Harrisons very, very involved in many youth activities. We stand in front of this Boys and Girls Club, but there's one in Camarillo they support. El Rio has a youth center they support. The Santa Clara Valley Boys and Girls Club. I could go on and on, but you know, it's not only that, because they know that art is fuel for the soul. So they give to many charities that support the arts. Also, they know that good health makes good citizens. So they also support many of the Relay for Lives. They just gave a very large donation to Community Memorial Hospital. So the story continues. We're not done. We have a lot left to do, and we hope that you all stay aboard, because you know what? It all depends on you and what you do. So please, keep recycling.
Hi, my name is Bill Kearney, and as you can see, I'm standing in front of the new Community Memorial Hospital. As the name implies, the Community Memorial Hospital is owned by our community, and it's run by our community, and this building has been built by our community, which means, as you know, several of you made some very generous donations to get this building built. The Harrisons have made the lead gift. In fact, I'm very proud to announce that they are the people that helped us jumpstart our campaign. So this evening, we're here to recognize the Harrisons for their philanthropy, not just with this construction of this brand new Community Memorial Hospital, but with dozens of projects throughout our county. I'd like to talk about two different characteristics about the Harrison brothers, Jim, Myron, and Ralph, which forever has impressed me. The first characteristic is their ethics, both their business and their work ethics. And the second is their focus on their family. We all recognize how successful the Harrison businesses have been. You see their trucks all over town. I think few of us, however, recognize how hard the Harrisons, Ralph, Jim, and Myron, worked to achieve that success. So we're here tonight to celebrate the Harrisons and their philanthropy, this building and all the rest of the objects that they've touched. And I'm firmly convinced that if asked properly, the Harrisons would do anything for our community. If asked properly, the Harrisons would do anything for any of us. So I caution you, please don't ask them to sing. I'm afraid they might do so.
So let's see, when we first met Doug, well, I remember knowing about Doug for years before we actually met him. His reputation preceded him, and I remember being very excited and a little bit nervous about meeting him, kind of intimidated because he did so much in the community. And then I met him, and I was not intimidated at all, because there's nothing more teddy bear than Doug Halter.
We love him. Doug, I remember when I met him, he came on board as a volunteer and then as a board member for the festival, and I was amazed at his level of commitment and his dedication. And the thing that struck me was I don't think I'd met anyone who cared as much. And not just about the festival, but so many different community organizations and efforts. If there was something that was going on and it was successful, you know that Doug was involved somehow.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember first knowing about him with some social issues and his working with students, and I was just really impressed. And then later I got to know him kind of as a businessman, and he is a really dedicated and successful businessman. I remember sometimes I would go for walks early in the morning. We lived in the same neighborhood, and I would see him like 6:15 sending his guys out into the field. He was there first thing in the morning. He was there late at night at events, always there.
Yeah, very dedicated. The festival and many different community groups have been incredibly fortunate to have Doug. I actually worked with a lot of amazing cultural leaders, you know, big names like Rockefeller and Hearst and Gund, people who started MoMA and the Met and Lincoln Center. And I have to tell you, for all of their philanthropy and generosity, and they are amazing people and have done amazing things, I don't think I've met anyone with Doug's commitment and his heart.
I don't know those people, but that sounds right to me. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Doug.
I am so thankful to have the opportunity to pay tribute to Doug Halter, I'm sure with many other individuals and organizations. Doug Halter is a visionary above all else. He's a community leader, an innovator, and we at Rubicon would not exist without him. We were getting ready to start a theater company in Ventura and looking at possible buildings, doing environmental theater. And Doug Halter, Randy Encinas, and Joe and Stephanie Murray bought a church here in Ventura, the one we're standing in now, and imagined that it could be a theater, how to configure it, what would be the reception area, what would be the lobby. He really dreamed up this facility and made it happen, and then sold it to the nonprofit organization, Rubicon Theater Company. He continues to support the company in so many ways. With his time, he continues to do the landscaping outside the theater, with advice when it's needed, with financial support, and I know he does that for so many other organizations in Ventura. Ventura is a much better place. We all think bigger because of you, Doug, and what you have made happen here is remarkable. I will never meet a better community leader, and I'm so glad to know you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Doug. This is where we want to sit to talk about wonderful you, on your stairs in the Ventura Botanical Gardens. You're a gift to the gardens. The gardens are a gift to this community and to the world.
The jewel of the Central Coast. My late husband, Gary, would often say, the people are the soul of the city, and there's not enough wonderful to be said about you, Doug.
Your love and your passion for this garden have truly made it happen on so many levels, Doug. I have to say that for me, being part of the gardens, the gift was getting to know you. I love your friendship and I value it. You create beauty and love wherever you go. Your love and compassion for mankind has touched so many souls. And while I love that little boy standing at the top of the slide, afraid of the heights, I have to say, I think it's the only thing you've ever been afraid of, Doug. You're my hero and beloved friend.
Kudos to you and the Ventura Music Festival honoring you at this year's Cabaret.
Peace and love.
Good evening. I'd like to add my thanks to E.J. Harrison and Sons for their years of commitment and support in this community and for their support of us and our youth music programs. And to Doug Halter, who brings enthusiasm and passion for this community to everything that he does and who is a wonderful champion for us here at the Music Festival as well. I was blessed growing up to go to schools that went to concerts every single year and had musicians come into the schools to explain and perform music. And it was life-changing. Music gives kids a new language and a new way of thinking, and it's what we're here to support tonight. I thank them for their support, and I thank you.